Right, so I've got my diff built. I'm just putting my bearings and that in now. So I made a mistake already that I've just seen. I put that E-clip in the wrong place. So put that in the right place. They are quite fiddly, these. You've got to squeeze it on without jabbing your sending finger and doing yourself some damage. Right, so that is your diff together with both your shafts in. So you can see I can turn that. That turns lovely and smooth. And I just need to put a bit more grease around your around your crown wheel on your diff. And like with really constant velocity joint in your car, when constant velocity things spray out to the sides like a clutch on a motorbike, them sorts of things. So when the grease sprays out, it'll cover that. It'll cover this. It'll cover that diff up all right. Just need to put Miller shaft in this one. So I'm using these bearings because they can take a lot more hammer than the brass bushes, and they offer a lot less resistance. There's hardly any resistance in them, so that means your battery will last longer, whatever battery you use. I'm going to use some 5000 battery packs, I think, for this on this truck, or just one 5000 battery. And if I go out with it down the road and do some trialing and stuff with it, I can use a couple. This E-clip don't want to go on. Alright, so that's that side on, and that side's on. So now it wants us to put BA nuts in and BA bolts. So, like I was saying to you in my other video, I'll get me containers Want some BAs. There are Fs. There are A's. So on the axle case, it just wants you to put just plain nuts in. Just plain nuts on the axle case. And these nuts are cut. So one side's flat and one side's domed. So you put your flat side to your plastic. Then we need to find us BA5s. And there's a typo over here. In instructions on side, on the side sheet here, it says 8 by 16, 8 by 15. Yeah, that's it, yeah, and that says 15. I thought one said 16 then for a minute. Yeah, it does. That definitely says BA 16, and then they say BA 3B15. So we need to get us, pick the right length, which is that one. Put his axle together. Like so. And then just start your screw nice and steady. So that's one. So we've got 8 of these to do. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's my 7 bolts out. So I'll get these nuts out as well. My pliers have become magnetic somehow, which is handy. 2, 4, 5, and one more. That's my 6th. So your flat side to your gear case, rounded side facing out. And then just work through your gear case as you go, side to side, just not tightening them, just giving them, just to get them screwed down. So you put your nut in first, then put your screw in. So you can use your gear case to hold your nut. Just put your finger on the back. So you got your nut flat side down. Put your finger over your nut. put your screw through and just wind it in like so. So that's the last one, so I can tighten that up. I can tighten that up properly. Give all of them a good nip, a good squeeze. I mean, it's not going to be a rocket ship mine. It's not going to be fast because I'm changing. I'm not using the standard motor. I'm going to use a lot smaller motor. A lot less revvy motor, so it's got more torque. So that, you can hear that. So that's that one. I now need to put these drives on. I'll just cut these off. I need to find, here we go. So, in this bag, I've got all the drivers. And that's telling me I want a BE. I want a BE 1, which is a 3mm, which is a tiny little 3mm screw. So I've got my tub with my E's in. That's the letter E. So I'm presuming B's for bag. So you start that off, push that over your flat edge, then look down and you'll see your flat edge on your drive, so your grub screw tightens against that. So you can give that a good tighten. Just make sure it's nipped up. So then you put your screw on your Allen key, your grub screw. Take your drive to your screw. Wind your screw in so you can see it, and then put your driver on. Line your grub screw with the middle of the flat part. Give it a decent nip. Right, and that's the middle axle done. All done. So I'll put that to one side and we'll start on this second axle. So I'll just clean my case off. You can't really. It's good cutting these things out with the snips, but you can't get them all. You can't get them all off. So you've got to build the next diff up. So you want a bit of grease on this inside edge. We want these two flanges that to drop into there. We want a bit onto that. To drop onto that. So that slips nicely in there. If you're a young one when you're building it, make sure you wear some gloves. You don't want to be getting that grease on your hands. It's not very nice to get off. I've been doing mechanicking game 26 years, so it don't really make any difference to me now. I've already got the dermatitis and stuff, so you young ones that are out there, you can save yourself from getting that by wearing gloves and keeping your hands clean, which you want to be doing really. You don't want to be getting dermatitis. It's a skin complaint where your skin peels off your hands, which is quite nasty really. And once you've got it, you can't get rid of it. Alright, so that's my diff together. Alright, that's been diff together. So what your differential does on your vehicles, all your old cars have got differentials. It's not just models like this. All the road cars have got a differential, which means when you're going round a corner, so if you're going around the right hand corner, if you picture it in your mind, a road, looking down on a road, the inside corner is a shorter distance than the outside of the corner. So your differential allows your wheels to do different speeds. I can show you. If you look at this piece of Scalextric track, is a prime example. This is inside at corner, this is outside at corner. The distance from here to there is far less than the distance from here to there. So what your differential does is allows your wheels to travel at a different speed, a different road speed, so that your outside wheel covers more distance than the inside wheel. If you had a fixed axle, then it will lock solid like a Scalextric car axle. The back end, because both wheels try and do the same speed, your back end of your car comes out and slides round corner. So when you start coming around a corner, instead of you driving it around normal, your back end will be trying to push around like that. That's why up drift lads and that, they weld the back axles up. They weld the diffs up so that both wheels at the same speed to make it the back end of the car step out. Right, that's your quick lesson done on your differential. I'm going to put them in there. So that's what a differential does. The reason why electric car back ends don't step out, because they're only light and they don't really weigh anything. There's no pressure on the tyres. They're really light and they can just go around corner normally. So the heavier your car becomes, the more pressure on your tyres, so your tyres can't slip. When your tyres can't slip and they grip, that's what makes you crash and that. Right, that's that off. That okay. Alright, I'll just build these. I'll pause my video and just build these up. And then when I come back, we'll have it built up. I have both the axles built. Right, so that's both his axles built. Like so. So now I need a chassis back. Just put it that way around. And it's saying we want, so this diff part to more towards me, like that. We want one of these. The shocker, that's a shocker mount. These are shocker mountings. We want along a BB4, which that is going to be the longest bolts in my box, which they are. Right, so this is going to be a Fig Layers rig. And I've done it. Right, so that's one. That's one screw in. Put the second screw in. Put his third screw in. Right, so what I'll do is I'll tighten them up now. Right, so now that's fixed. So you can turn that way. We can rock in the middle there, and we can turn each axle there. So it's also telling me, oh no, alright, I can put my back axle on. That the same way or the opposite way? I think that is that way. Yeah, that's definitely that way. So I need to get my other ones of these. One, two. So it's coming on quite nicely now. It's looking like it's looking a bit more like a truck. Now we've got an axle. Now we've got two axles in. And these are pretty good. These Tamiya kits, they go together really easy. And we've got the nice, decent coloured screws. Back in 80s, 90s, they're like a goldy coloured screw. But these are all merging in. So I'm quite happy with these. They're all darker, the screws, so they don't look out of place. Right, so my axles turn and they rock side to side. So now we want these suspension arms and the short drive shaft. So F2, F6, F7, F6, F7. Right, so we've got a 6, a 7, a 6 and a 7. So that's my 6. Right, so I don't need that grease for a while now. Not until I get to my gearbox stage. So I can use that. I'll just put it out of the way. Alright, so that goes that way. And I want a BB7, which are these silver screws, which are just saying that alt screws camouflage, but they don't. So that is tight in there. That goes that way, and that's going to screw into that side there. Alright, so this is saying to use some thread lock. Well, I'm not a big fan of thread lock, so I'm not going to use it. But it is saying to use 9 up nuts anyway, so I'll use 9 up nuts. So really you shouldn't have to use, you shouldn't really have to use you shouldn't really have to use thread lock if you're using 9 up nuts. So it helps if you've got a 5.5mm spanner, which I have got. So just use pliers to hold the nut to get it started, and then I can use the screwdriver and the spanner to tighten that up nice. That's dogged up nice and tight. Right, so that's spinning on there nicely. So I'll put my 7 on this back side, on this side, and then I can use that spool. Again, I've got my shocker bottoms and stuff on, so I'll use them in a little while. So I'll put a bit of grease in each of these holes. Alright, so what I need to do now, just lock this side up. What I need to do now is I need to put the drive shaft, the prop shaft in. I need to put prop shaft in the gap before I put my arms on. So as that's fixed now, I can't turn that axle's fixed. So to get my prop shaft out. This little dog bone shaft. So I need to get some grease in here. Get a banger load in there. So you can line them up together. Line them up together like that. All grease comes out at the edge. So now I just need to snip this off. So that's and this front one's a 6 and this one's a 7. So I'll put this 7 on. I can put this 7 on here, and then that's my back axle fitted. So put your grease inside you. See, look, that's popped out now. I'll just get these fitted and I'll unpause it. Right, so that's both my rear axles on and fitted with prop shafts. So all working fine. It articulates in the middle up like so, and then you can pull them both down together. So that's decent, that suspension. You got some good travel with that. So I'm going to leave shockers for now. I'm going to I think I'm going to call it a day actually for those two, for those back axle. And then I'm going to I can do front axle and steering. I can do front axle and steering at a later another day. It's going a bit late. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like it, and subscribe if you would. And then we'll go from there. See this build progress and be finished. Quite a few more videos on it yet. The real time building. Thanks for watching. See you next one.